Hey y'all, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jenny. Thank you so much for coming by today. So today I'm so excited to share the flip through of these the pink cutesy strawberry journals. If you're watching this, I've probably hashtagged it Coquette journals because, that's really trending right now. And so I looked up the Coquette aesthetic, and I'll give you a definition here in case you're wondering. Oh, this is just talking about the clothes, the fashion trend. Obviously it's, I guess your home or whatever, but it is characterized by a mix of sweet, romantic, and sometimes playful elements and focuses on femininity. Like, did I say that right? Through the use of clothes with lace, pastel colors, and bows. So, it's kind of, when I had looked it up before I started these, it is similar to the granny chic cottage core style, but it's more of the, while it does have a few brights here and there, it's more of the pastel-y side, and it's more of like the cherries and the strawberries and the lipstick and the, I feel like if you're watching this, maybe you know, maybe you don't, but there you go. There's my 2 cents today on what that means. So I just wanted to flip through these with y'all really quick. I have 3 of them. They all, these all 3 have already been sold, and so I will be shipping these off. I do, however, have 2 more little covers. Now, this is the Thursday before Mother's Day weekend. So this will be another probably week and a half to 2.5 weeks before I dive in on these 2, because I have a few more custom orders I'm working on, and then I have to make my daughter-in-law a journal for her birthday. So I've got some things going on for the next week, maybe 2. But if you would like to reserve one of these, just let me know. So it will be similar to this one, but I went ahead and did the covers and put the closure inside where I wouldn't lose it. So here's this one. Just kept these super sweet and simple. And then here's this one. I will only be doing these 2, and then like I said, it'll be a couple weeks because I'm also working on I had a couple people order the bolder strawberry ones that I had posted a video of prior to this one. So that's the ones that I will be diving into over the next few days to finish up, as well as there's a cottage journal, and then another. Most of them all spun off of the patchwork strawberry, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I have those 4 journals to work on next week. So I got to take a minute, and then I'll dive back in and finish these up. And who knows where I'm going next after that. So just wanted to share those covers. I will have my email linked below, as well as my Instagram. If you follow me over on Instagram, I post pretty much daily, a couple times a day or so, while I'm working on things. So maybe you'll have a little heads up sometimes. I need to get better on posting on my community here. I don't think I've probably posted on my community tab like maybe 4 times ever, and it's been the most random things. So, it's just funny. I need to go look at that. But anyways, I also need to get better at shorts. I know this. I'm horrible at it. But, okay, so I'm going to get into these. So, this is the little 4x6 mini one. I love this fabric. So, I don't think I've ever posted the video because I was thinking I might redo it because I filmed it like last year. So I was probably talking about things pertaining to fall and Christmas. But my daughter had wanted a strawberry baby album, and this was the fabric that I had ordered from a shop on Etsy for the cover of her album. That was the cutest journal, y'all. I need to get it back from her and do another flip through and share that. But anyways, I had little bitty pieces of this fabric left over from that. So the patchwork's already done for me. And I just kind of layered up some lace and some cute little trim there and a couple little doilies. And then she wanted a chunky charm. Uh-oh. So here's the charm dangle. Y'all, I get a little carried away with these, and then they become really long, and then I realize, oh, hey, you're just doing I don't usually do these mini journals. They're usually longer journals. So anyways, loving all those charms. So the closure to this is just a little pink gingham. The inside is this adorable little bow fabric from Hobby Lobby. So I put some of this paper with cherries on it and just ruffled up some of this beautiful vintage lace that I had. Just altered an index card. This is also a little tuck spot. And these journals will also come with things that, if you're watching this and you order one, you'll get a packet of stuff to play with. Just did some stamping on this little tag. It says Sunshine and Smiles. Avocado dyed paper, a little rectangle doily. Edith Holden book page, because how cute is that in this journal? Just clipped a little bow in there. A super yummy yellowed Yahtzee sheet. I just made some fun little clusters with some of my fabric scraps and little doily pieces. I was trying to remember if I made this a pocket or not, but I didn't. I just glued that down. And so here's just a fun little card that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby. Some fun vintage ledger. So I made these super cute little, these are just little recipe cards that I got at Dollar General, actually. And I loved those bright colors. So I'd actually finished the journals, and then I decided for the ones moving forward that I was going to make a shaker card, because I forgot I had gotten those little strawberries, the shaker pieces. Anyway, so I went back and added one of these in all of them, but this is just so cute. I just put some vellum and some little pink glass beads and little strawberries and yellow and green sequins. Fun envelope with strawberries. Just made one of these little, or altered one of these tags and stuck it in each one. And as always, there is a lot of the same thing in these, but there's also very different elements in each one, because if y'all watch me, you know it's hard for my brain to just stay. Like the next two that I make in 2 weeks from now may or may not. Hopefully they will, because I did make a couple extra and set aside, but they may have things that these, you know, I didn't even think about when I was doing these. So this is a fun piece of tulle that I have, and it's got these little, oh, that's upside down actually, but I mean, you wouldn't know if I didn't tell you, but it's got fun little pearls on it. And I sent a little piece of this in the little add-on package. So I stamped "I'm Seen and Loved" on that little tag and put one of those tiny strawberries. I just made this little tag out of some cardstock and made it a little tuck spot. With this cute little embellishment of a cake. And again, I don't know that the bright yellow falls in with the Coquette, but I know this does. How yummy does that look? I think those are called pedophores. Oh, those look so good. That was out of a vintage cookbook. And I will say, y'all, I've pretty much used up my strawberry stuff. I've gotten every, excuse me, like every strawberry picture, everything pertaining to a strawberry that I could find. I'm going to have to go thrifting this weekend to get some strawberry images. I'm about out of stuff. I probably just need to get a printable and maybe use one in those next ones. But I just stapled a little feather on here. I love having a feather in journals just for the texture. I made these fun little tags with a little strawberry bread. And that's just a little paper doily. Some red lace trim. Fun little frame with lace with a fun little frame with a little lace in the back for texture. I think I clipped these papers together. I altered some flashcards with some embossed paper, and then just put one of these little die cut ovals and just stamped a little flower in the center. Put a little macaroon die cut here, and then altered this little envelope and put some tickets down in there. There's the other side of that Uno score sheet. And then I had shared on Instagram, I made a reel where I was making these. I had gotten this idea off of, I used to watch years and years, I'm talking probably 7 years ago, Pink Paper Peppermints. And she would do the most fun little things in journals. But anyways, she had done this with some butterflies. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to do that. And of course, each journal has a different little thing, you know, in the pocket. And then I had this avocado dyed vellum, so it's super crunchy and thick. I love that so much. I just made a pocket out of that. Vintage playing card. I just stamped one of these posse envelopes and put a couple of index cards down in there. And then put another blank recipe card. And then I altered these little strawberry shortcake playing cards. And there is the back of that one. So now let's go ahead and look at this quilted one. Y'all, I love this one so much. I have one more piece of a quilt base like this, about this big. But I kind of thought about putting it up for Christmas. Let me see if I see it. See, it has these little bows, which that would so work for this too, you know? Oh my goodness, I don't know, but I'm just about over the strawberry stuff, I feel like, in another couple weeks. But I don't know why. I thought this one would kind of be cute, like Christmassy. But anyways, so I had two pieces of that. And then I just cut up some of my embroidered linens and stitched those on. A little piece of fabric, some more fabric. And y'all, I am not a seamstress. I do not make quilts. I do not sew. I sew on paper. That's it. So these are definitely junk journals. Like, they're not all precise and even, and which I feel like if that bothers you, you probably aren't, you know, ordering junk journals anyway. You know, like, see, that is so not straight at all. But I try. I mean, I tried to make it straight, but anyways, I had used some red thread on this one. Put some little buttons over these doilies. This is so squishy. Oh, I love it. And she wanted a lace and ribbon tassel, which I was glad, because I felt like the chunky tassel didn't really make much sense on this one. I mean, obviously, if you want a chunky tassel, you want a chunky tassel. But so I ended up just clipping it on a binder clip so she can take it off. And then I had a little bit of this strawberry shortcake ribbon, so I looped that around the top and put a little bow on the back. And I just use a fun mix of laces and trims and yarns. Several of these yarn pieces will be in your little add-on packs too. I don't know. I just thought this was so much fun. And I just stitched this on and had to hide where I stitched it with a little doily. Ugh, I love this journal. It's so squishy. So I put a little inside pocket with this lace here. And y'all, look at that. I left that open to stitch that down and then forgot to stitch that. So I need to go like right now in a second and stitch that when I'm done with this. But anyways, I just added a little tag and then one of these altered time cards. I will say these two larger journals probably has a little bit different elements that aren't in the smaller ones. I mean, obviously they were at a little bit different of, well, a lot different of a price point, but it's not because I didn't want to put these in the small ones. These were just too tall to fit in the small ones. Some lace from Hobby Lobby. I go back and buy this lace all the time. I love this for baby girl journals with that little pink rickrack. This was a fun, just a little needlepoint book page. It had cilantro, thyme, oregano. I don't know what thistle is, but must be an herb. Thistle. I don't think I've ever heard of thistle. Just made a little tuck spot out of this little cake die cut and then stamped. Tag out of this vintage gift wrap. And then here's a recipe card. Avocado dyed paper. Here's my little cluster for this one. And this one measures approximately 5 by 7. Here's a fun little vintage book page. I think that was in a book, a little book about trees. Look how cute for the summertime. Ah, I got that in a estate sale a few weeks ago. Another tag from the vintage gift wrap. And yes, I left this super messy stitching showing right here. I used to would have covered that up, but now I just find it kind of cute, so. Some more vintage gift wrap. Edith Holden book page. This was from a 1940s embroidery little book I had grabbed at an estate sale back this summer. I'm trying to see if there's one beside me to show y'all, but some were from the 40s and some were from the, oh, that's not it. Well, it's not beside me anymore. Anyways, some really cool needlepoint books. This was one of the pages. This might have been from the 50s. I feel like the others were not colored yet. Stamping. This is out of a Victorian flower book. Here's the flashcard for this one. And then here's the little pull out for that one. I mean, I feel like you cannot get more Coquette than this bow and those lips and a jar of strawberry jam. There may or may not be something down in this little bag, but I stitched it down. I think this one I faux stitched. I know I sewed that. Here's the strawberry shortcake card for that one. Needlepoint book page. Here's the little tag for that one. Little feather. I put a pocket right here and it just has this shaker card in it. Stamped a little swan, put some tickets in this envelope. Here's a vintage, I think that's a dry cleaning ticket. And then here's the little card. I probably, if you're watching this and you've already watched my strawberry flip throughs, I've probably already said this, but these little tags inspired this whole entire strawberry collection. Like just these, I was doing cottage journals and I went on a rabbit trail making these tags, and it turned into a whole set of journals. I was texting my friend Arlene and she's like, you have to make some mini journals out of that. And I was like, no one wants mini journals from me. And she's like, I promise. And now, like 8 journals later, that's craziness to me. But anyways, I'm so thankful. But that's the tag that started it all. And then I just left this stitching shown here, and because I just glued the back fabric down to cover up the stitching over here, like at the cover, and then left this as a pocket and put some lace to kind of finish it off. I just feel like this would be the coziest journal to just take with you to the beach or the lake and just put all your little pictures in. So there is that one. And then lastly, this one. And y'all, this tassel was so long. I was making this watching TV with my husband, and I got carried away, and I was not thinking about how long the strings were. Nothing. I just was threading all the beads, and yes, it turned into a very long tassel, but that's all right. And then I went ahead and just closed this with the same lace that's right here. Obviously, she can, change it out and use this in her own journals if she wants to, but there's the front and back of this one. This one is a larger, it's just one signature, but it's I believe it's a 6x9. Just layered up different laces and fabrics and trims. Have the same bow fabric on the inside. And then I'll just skim through this quickly unless there's something different. But obviously I wanted the whole like cottagey, cozy, situation in this one. This is actually just a belly band here. So if you're watching, don't put anything important right there because it'll fall through. There's the little strawberry shortcake card from this one. Wallpaper tag. And this was the back of a page I really wanted to use, and obviously, she can cover this up with with another if she doesn't like that. But I thought, you know what, she may love that. So I just left it. But see, this side was so cute. Well, am I halfway through yet? I don't know if that's the same. That's a different page. Little feather. Oh, so pretty. And then I just put these two beautiful little buttons. I forget what those are called. It's some type of shell, I think. There's the other side of that page I was talking about. Pocket. And I've just about cut the word strawberries off. I didn't realize that until I was flipping through here, and I was like, man, that's the one word I was trying to keep on there. And then here's the little dangle for this one. It was just all the bows. And I'm pretty sure on the video that I had watched that she put like a more substantial piece of paper, like say something like this on the top, and it kind of hung over, and then it gives you, you know, more stability, I guess you could say. But I thought these were cute just like that, like they're kind of floating. Oh, and her first initial is L, so I was trying to find a button to go over this, and I thought, you know what, I saw those little Scrabble tiles, and I thought, I mean, I'm assuming she's keeping it for herself. Some fun strawberry tablecloth. And there's the tag for that one. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. And I will see y'all very soon. Y'all have a great day. Bye.